Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. So, we are at the end part, but it is taking time. And we are, because this last idea, which is expressed in the Upadeshamrita, the ambrosial advice of Rupa Goswami, that is called Sadhu Vritti. That means the last one, Sato Vritti, is the Sanskrit word. So, Rupa Goswami has said that in spiritual life, we should have to be enthusiastic, first point. Second point, we should have firm faith. And third point was the fortitude or patience. Fourth was performing the activities of bhakti, which is our spiritual activities, which will be congenial for our spiritual growth and development. And last is giving up unfavorable association, and not the negative way, giving up unfavorable association, but to have some favorable or the behavior to adapt in life which are adopted by the holy people. So that's a part we are talking about. And in that, the discussion about sadhu vritti, or the vritti means the behavior, activities, and actions of the sadhus, that was expressed. So here we are continuing that sadhu vritti. What is the sadhu vritti? We have talked about the sadhu vritti means the sadhus means holy people. Their vritti means their way, how they walk, how they sleep, how they eat, how they drink, and following them, then we can cultivate those great virtues. So we have talked about how to live in the household life. This book is particularly describing, giving a big responsibility for the householders. To be a good householders, devoted householders, there are so much of their self-dedication, because God realization is the path of dedication. So they talked about many things. Last time we discussed the behavior and conduct of the people who are in the household life should have proper behavior. The conduct of Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya, is the ideal, how he lived that life, though he was not a grihastha, but anyhow, he's talking about his way. As we talk in our tradition, Sri Ramakrishna's way. But Sri Ramakrishna's way, we include everything. Sri Ramakrishna's way is Krishna's way. Sri Ramakrishna's way is the way what Buddha, what Christ, they followed. So we have read the other day 4, 5, 6 points, or 7, 8 points. I'm not going to repeat that, but only just run over. So it should be necessary for your education in the family should be such that this whole family's environment should be, there is that environment available that everyone in the family will be God-oriented. But a good family head should have, you have to create that environment so the children are born with that type of education in that early childhood. And if any guest comes, how to serve the guests, and they should have to honor the guest and also serve them with proper dignity and care, not like a beggar has come in the door and do some charity. Third, he said that in relation to virtuous qualities, the householder ought to behave with everyone in a similar manner, in a same way, not crooked mind, being very simple. In this way, they should always perform the God's name. The foremost duty of householder was Guru Jnana. That means you serve everyone as your teacher, as your spiritual teacher or as your spiritual guide, so that you learn something from them instead of thinking that I know everything. Grihasthas are to be completely dependent upon the desire of Bhagavan. A good householder or a good sadhu or a good, even a seeker of truth will be always thinking, they will be always feeling that dependent on God. Everything you do, rely on God. Think God's blessings, seek for God's blessings and do. They should take special care to renounce association of non-devotees. Here again and again they talk about or lustful things or which brings your fondness for worldliness. And Sadgrihasthas.
Once Swami Sarvadevananda said like that, but he said that there is no thing like non-devotee because either they are devotee of this thing or other like that. Like if you when you modify your vision, then you see like that you are a devotee of God, or that person is a devotee of something. In my view, mundane, but it's not mundane to that person.
What does that mean? What does that make to a good sadhu? Good devotee will always see the association of those people who are antagonistic to spiritual growth and development to be like that. Everyone is everyone, everyone's angle, so everyone is true then. Everyone is fond of something. It means they are all lovers of God. Here we are talking of sincere students of spiritual life who want to build up their life. Everything is good, so go sing, dance, and fun, make fun with everyone. That will. Everyone is correct from his own standpoint, but standard is there for growth. After attaining, you are talking of a person who has equanimity of vision, who has Brahmagyani, who has loved God and established themselves in truth. For them, everyone is good. Anyhow, Grihasthas to be completely dependent on desire of God, they should take special care to renounce the association of non-devotees. And who does not inspire you for God, which takes the mind away from God, distracts the mind. So avoid that association. Unless you are very strong. Strong people will go to anywhere. What is there? They will change them. Mahaprabhu went there and changed the other people. That's a different thing. It is not the same for a student like us. You go, you will be consumed. No? Thakur said, when there is a burning fire, then you put all types of raw firewood, or even it's called the banana tree. Banana tree full of water. Raw, when you cut a banana tree, and if you put it into the fire, you will find that if the fire is heavy, that will be consumed, that will make ashes. But it's just you are lighting some few leaves you have collected and put some flame, and now put some banana leaf. What will happen? You will die. Spiritually, you will dead. So that's why for the beginner and for an advanced person. So it is talking about the normal householder or initial people who are trying to practice spirituality. They should take special care to renounce association of non-devotees and those type of lustful people or association. And Grihasthas should regularly try, sincerely try to follow the path of bhakti. They should have to chant the name of the Lord 100,000 times a day. That is the formula. Pure Vaishnavas will honor. Then after that, they will do Harinam, name of the Hari, 100,000. Knowing the difference between the Vaishnavas and so they will think that they will not associate with those people who are more ritualistic, they are more analytical minded, only not heartless, or you can say that heart is not developed. They are only intellectual talks. So to avoid those type of people. Anyhow, we have read that. Now, again, today, it is another sub-chapter is there, the true dharma of a householder. So what should be the true dharma? So he has quoted from Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya. What they say? Prabhu kahen Krishna Seva, Vaishnava Sevan, Nirantara Karo Krishna Nama Sankirtan. So he has suggested, the Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya, has given three formulas. What? First, Krishna Seva, do the worship of the deity. That means as in the temple, they do focus more on the temple, serving the deity, offering flower, fruits, seva, service, fanning, and all these rituals. So first is Krishna Seva. Then Krishna's devotee. It is Vaishnava Seva. Vaishnava means those are bhaktas, devotees. Serve them. First God, serve his devotees. And Nirantar Karo Krishna Nama Sankirtan. So Nama Sankirtan, repeat the mantra. What?
You say that
No voice.
No, for that other one, Vedanta, they have sounds is soft.
Soft touch.
So
Increase the sound.
okay, just ask them.
they can actually hear.
Now see the sound is okay. If it is not, send a message.
I think it'll be okay now. Let's
Or
just
you can just send a message.
Okay, he's okay. He said. That's
Good. So three things. The one is the service of God that in devotee should do, as we do, and in every monks or every good people do. In every home in India, you'll find they have a inner shrine. So they get up, first they serve the shrine, clean this and do all these rituals. And some modern day people get up and do meditate on God, no? And do japa meditation. And then they come out and they serve the family member. They're the nearest devotees. And then you can go to outside, whole day is service. Your whole life is service. Your every breathing is service, is it not? So that attitude should be that my life is for service. To serve, thinking that I am serving God in them. So second point, Krishna, that's Vaishnava Sevan. And third is Nirantara Karo Krishna Nama Sankirtan. Third duty of a devotee should be householder. True householder or true spiritual seeker should follow this three formula according to what is called Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya. He said, Krishna Seva, meditate on God, serve God, purely, you and God. No third party there. Early morning, get up and go for meditation. You and God. No third party. One point. Second point, then you do after doing that, you do serve God's children. Whoever you are surrounded with in household life, your children, your family, your wife, your own people, mother, old mother or father. Indian society in early days was like that. And then you extend to your village or whoever you are there. And then, and your mouth, your tongue, repeating the holy name. Repeat. So this is Mahaprabhu's direct three-ad formula. Now, Sri Chaitanya continues, if one assembles many and then serve the sadhus. But बहुत सन्यासी यदि आई से एक ठाई सम्मान करिते नारी अपराध पाई. Means you should serve the holy people. Who are holy people? Who are constantly repeating the name of God and they're getting absorbed. That type of people. But don't bring such many holy people. Don't invite many such holy people. What will happen? You will not pay attention. You will pay attention to one, forget attention to other. If you do that, then you are incurring some sin because you are not honoring the respectable person as he is to be honored. That's why, according to your means, go to a sadhu or bring a householder to invite guests as good sadhus or good holy people so that you serve him well and get advantage of his personal association or ask him spiritual question and get benefit of that. So that was the idea given. and also to understand, while you are inviting, there is no question that whether in India there is a caste system. Some may be Brahmin, born of Brahmin family, some may be born from ordinary family. Here also there may be highly educated person, one person may not be that much educated. Don't make distinction there. Your distinction will be that whether he is a lover of God, he gets absorbed. Who is great among them? Who has most love for them. So it says, birth in a low family is no disqualification for the execution of Krishna bhajan. In the love, in the spiritual path, there is no such disqualification. Oh, he is not to be honored. Anyone, even he is born in ordinary life, is deeply absorbed in God, he is to be adored. And even high-born person and don't have any love for God and talks mundane things and distracts the mind of devotees, that is to be avoided. So Grihastha Vaishnavas should be satisfied with whatever they have secured with a little endeavor for their daily requirements. Also, how will be the life of a householder? Householder life or spiritual aspirant's life should be that it should be whatever they have secured, with best effort, whatever he has earned, whatever is available in the home, or whatever, they should be satisfied with that. Of course, they should make an effort to have a good supply of things, but if not, don't be dissatisfied. So bhakta should be satisfied. A householder life should be most fortunate of all the preparations were the spinach and vegetables, because the Lord accepted them again and again. Chaitanya Dev, he said, you offer anything to God, God will accept that much which is the simple, effortless, but with added with bhakti. Sabahoite bhagavamanta Sri Saka bhajana bhojana Puna Puno Jaha Prabhu Korena Grahana. It is in Bengali. Mahaprabhu was born in Bengal. These are references from Chaitanya Bhagavat. He says, Sabahite Bhagavanta. Who is the most fortunate? Because he has prepared little spinach. Sak means spinach. And simple rice. No? And the Lord Krishna, Sri Chaitanya, enjoys that with relishing. That means with love and devotion, very simple. And then always devotees are very simple. They don't want to have some luxurious food because mind goes for more for food. This is called the real devotees who live. And that's why real devotees, they think of serving others than their own food. Krishna, knowing Krishna to be Sarveswara, is the Lord of the universe, the master of all. Householder Vaishnavas are to eagerly perform one-pointed Bhagavan Bhajan, repeating the name of Lord. Additionally, they must not disrespect the demigods worshipped by smartas and philosophical schools of Sampradayas. That means they should not, here he is saying, but they will criticize every page. That is their fault. They said they should not criticize those who are worshipping demigods. Here it is saying the Vaishnava should not. See what it is. Knowing Krishna is the Lord of the universe, Sarveswara, master of all, householder Vaishnavas are to eagerly perform one-pointed Bhagavad Bhajan, repeating the God's name, etc. Additionally, they must not disrespect They must not disrespect demigods worshipped by smartas. There's other devotees who does not worship Krishna, but do worship Mother Kali, Lakshmi, Saraswati, a demigod according to their view. But Vedanta says this is wrong. We don't buy that idea. It is all God in different forms. It is equal, no? But here Krishna is the highest, or the others should be lower. Highest will be one person. Everyone, how can be highest? So in their view, those who are worshipping, they do not know, fools. But Vedanta says, don't say so. But now, actually, their scripture say the right thing, but they become a little fanatic. So we have to take out of its meaning is to be extracted. What does it mean? Mean that those people who are worshipping other gods and goddesses don't disrespect them. But criticism goes in every place. That is a false. What is called the? It is called the failures of the people to find our superiority. I am superior than others. That is the idea that creates all this idea. So these are the few points given that true dharma of a householder. What we got? The true dharma of a householder will be that Krishna Seva, serve the Lord, by your own Ishta Devata. We will say Vedanta is broad. You do your own Ishta Devata puja, get up in the morning, clean the shrine. Many people do that. Clean the altar a little bit. As we do in the early morning, God is put out of bed, no? So with love and respect, serve that part of life, spiritual life. After doing that, Krishna Seva, then Vaishnava Seva, and then meditate, then pray, as we do in the morning. Our chanting, our prayer, it's all for praising God, no? Here they think only Krishna is the God. But our God is, Ma Kali is God, Ma Saraswati is God, Durga is God, all going one. Different names, but it is the same power. So when you do like that Krishna Seva, and then now come out, as we do, what you do? You go for preparing breakfast and other things. For whom?
The children.
For the children of the devotees of God, Krishna Seva. In our mission, go in India for COVID, they are doing tremendous cooking and this, and then serving the masses, those who need some food and supplies. No? So Krishna Seva, second point. And third point, not like some social worker. You are not social worker. You are children of God. So what you do? Krishna Seva. Repeat the name of Lord and serve. Repeat the name of Lord and serve. Which is actually the daily practice of this holy order. We cannot do, that's our failure. But these are the three principles. And Mahaprabhu lived in that way. So he's saying this should be the principle.
That's like the Name Ruchi Jive Daya Vaishnav Seva.
Yeah, in another way. But here he says, Prabhu Koyan Krishna Seva, Vaishnava Sevan, Nirantara Karo Krishna Nama Sankirtan. Is another way of talking. It has been Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now, second point, another point. To act with the compassion, even at the cost of giving up self-interest, is the duty of a householder. The householder Vaishnava should faithfully serve the tulasi leaf. For them, tulasi is holy. And that's why tulasi leaf, you pour water every day, serve tulasi. Why? Tulasi is loved by Krishna. So, and Harinam. Take the Harinam, name of the Lord, and do the serve the tulasi leaf. That means we say, our language would be, you go and take care of the garden, flower garden, but that will be going to the feet of the Lord. And whatever thing, leaf, bell leaf, durva, the grasses, even whatever we use for God, Even we use the tulasi for our puja. So all these serve, take care of them, because that will go for the worship. And you need not have to think of your interest more, rather think of others' interest. Kalidas, being a most exalted devotee, was simple and munificent. He would chant Krishna Nama in his normal dealing as a joke. Even as a joke, he will throw a dice and exclaim, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That means whatever you do, Rama Krishna, Rama Krishna. You're cooking, putting some salt in it, Rama Krishna.
Rama Krishna.
Doing, making the khichdi and starting Rama Krishna. So that means make a habit that whatever you do, it is with the name of, even for mundane jokes, Rama Krishna. But it is too much showing people outside, they don't understand. But those who understand, if you do, they will enjoy more. Some sadhus, they even in the day see each other. Oh, mom. You in Himalayas there, if you be on the bank of the Narmada, holy river, even householders, not the monks. Monks, of course, they see. They say, Om Narmade Har. Means glory to Mother Narmada, glory to Lord Hara, means Narayana Shiva. Glory to Shiva, glory to Mother. They don't talk. First you see each other. You say, hello, good morning. This is the worldly talk. In the monastic tradition and Vaishnava tradition, Vaishnava say, Hare Krishna Krishna. They say, how are you? Krishna Krishna. How are you? Krishna Krishna. He'll say, I'm okay. Krishna Krishna. Not the other verbal language. Similarly, I have seen in the Himalayas, you say, they say, we go, they say that, Om, Om. How are you? How are you? Om. And they pass. When they are going, maybe one is coming this way, one is going
that tells you everything. That's the whole conversation.
Yeah, that means they have practiced in such a way that whatever they say, they will be talking about name of Lord. But that extreme life situation, we live in a different way in our society, and we are a little to put this idea more deep inside. But how deep will happen unless you practice outside first? So you can, that's why internally when we meet, good devotees can practice this. Anyhow, no Vaishnava, as householders are to accept a guru endowed with bhakti and ideal character. That we have talked about, but again and again, this saying so, it proves that the importance of having a guru. You live in a householder life or in a monastic life, that matters little, but especially you should have to accept a guru. Householder must always be careful to perform activities through which offenses in service, seva, aparad will not arise. If one commits aparad to Vaishnava, you should go, due to your ignorance, go and say, please forgive me. Seva aparad means your service should be very perfect. If you, meaning that if you invite some holy person, you should serve them so that they bless us. No? Suppose you give something which he does not like, what will happen? He will not be happy, unhappy. So unhappiness will be aparadha. Aparadha means your offense. Offense, because you are not getting the grace which you have got, instead you are creating irritation in the mind. So the Vaishnava use a very wonderful language, seva aparadha. That means it is a almost curse, opposite of blessing. So don't do that. When you want to serve in this spiritual attitude. And if by chance it happens, sorry. So that is their idea here. Now, the duty of a householder before becoming completely dedicated devotee, what they'll do, they they you want to be a perfect devotee. And that's a matured devotee. But how the maturity will come unless you start with something where you are. So it says, Bhagavat says, Jato Shraddho Mato Mat Kathaso, Jato Shraddho Mat Kathaso, Nirvinno Sarva Karmastu. A sadhaka, a spiritual aspirant, if he has generated some love for God, Jato Shraddha, faith and love for God, a narration, and also he is happy or eager to listen to the narration of God's glory, and who is disgusted with the kinds of worldly things or sakama karma. Sakama karma, that work we do with expectation of name, fame, power, money, wealth, going to heaven. So that type of, he is not a bhakta. So
if you have the expectation, like for example, you are teaching someone and you are expecting that the student will pass the exam.
That is a different thing, but we are talking of an ideal devotee. An ideal devotee will not expect that.
No, we will not expect.
No. Why? I give my thing. Whether they become on Thakur said 3 types of guru, that's a different thing. Different context, different. But here emphasis is given that a sadhaka, a student should be a narration in the words of God. When there is a glory of Krishna is being described, or any divine discourse is going on, his heart will be running to go, to listen to that, to hear that. And he will be disgusted with that type of karma work, which brings money, wealth, prosperity, name, fame, which drags the mind from God. So he will avoid that. Second point. May still be unable to give up material enjoyment and the desire for such enjoyment, knowing that such so-called pleasures are actually source of misery. He should condemn himself. Second point will be, that is the ideal condition. He will be with faith and devotion. He will be avoiding those type of karma which brings material prosperity, material joy, material achievement, accomplishment. Because his goal is God realization, love for God, bhakti. Got it? No. Bhakti is the goal of them. So they don't care for how much money you do, how much people praise you. These are the worldly people's angle of doing work. No, we always say, I do, no one praises me, no one acknowledges me. That's true, it is in the world, you need pampering that. But you want for God, why do you care for that? But if you cannot do that, then second step. Second step is knowing that still I cannot meditate on God, I cannot serve God in the proper spirit, and I am failing. You know that this work, though I know, but it is still I am interested in doing distracted work. He should condemn himself. I will tell why I am doing this. My goal is this. Why I am forgetting that? I should not. So that you improve by that way. So he says, the knowing that such so-called pleasure are actually the source of misery in future, one should condemn while attempting to go for that type of distraction and enjoyment in the worldly way. Thereafter, in due course of time, he may be able to gradually purify the heart and will gradually turn his attention to God. Therefore, householder Vaishnavas should associate with the sadhus because Krishna Bhakti is manifested and nourished in such association. If you go to a real, genuine sadhu or holy man, because they live the life of holiness, their contact, being with them, you cultivate those things. It is both ways. There may be a good person, holy person, but you don't take advantage of that. Swami Shivananda Maharaj is there, no? Shivananda Maharaj, we are reading. Swami Shivananda, Ramakrishna's disciple. He is absorbed always in God consciousness, no? How many people go to that? But who is writing this book, he has a vision. He has Shraddha, faith. He can absorb and learn out of that and get the good total benefit, you see. But if you have not that faith, being there, you don't take the advantage. There are good food, but you have no appetite for that food. So what will happen? You will not enjoy that. But if I have appetite for what you call food, what you call McDonald food, so you can find joy in that. So long that joy attracts, so healthy food will not be attractive. So if that it becomes so, then household sadhus can help us. But to go to sadhu also, you need a mindset. You should have to have faith, you have to have love and respect for that, and learn something. So that is lacking in most of the cases. So sadhu sangha does not make any good effect to those people. So being in a sadhu, Ramakrishna gave the water pot of a sadhu holy man, goes to all the pilgrimages of India, but it remains the same bitter because it's made of bitter gourd or skin of bitter gourd. So it remains the same bitter. No, it does not change. Change is a transformation in the mind. Unless you go to a pilgrimage and absorb the spirituality out of that. Although sadhana bhakti consists of so many 64 limbs, Baba, we don't want to go there. 64 ways to practice 64 sadhanas, limbs are there. I will forget. 5 I cannot remember. Three things we forget, no? Mahaprabhu gave 3 points, we forget that. We always got our initiation time. Our gurus have taught, take the name of the Lord all the time. We forget that. 64 points to remember in this life. To remember, memorize that, and then to put into practice in life. My God, rather better for us, 3 is good. And Mahaprabhu said, eat simple food, repeat the name of God, and serve the deity. Serve God, serve his children, repeat the holy name. 3 things. One will gradually diminish the state of performing Vaidhi Bhakti. If you do that, this type of practice, what we are talking, that the ritualistic aspect will diminish gradually. One is to gradually diminish his state of performing Vaidhi Bhakti. Ramakrishna's life is perfect example. If you talk about spirituality, the teaching given in this tradition, Ramakrishna tradition, is perfect. You start with ritualistic thing, you start with plucking flowers and doing this and doing that, no? And then do japa and do all these 3 points, no? What will happen? Your heart will be pure and pure and pure. And then you sit for meditation, then your mind will just run towards him. Now we have to fight. So the mind should go to Ramakrishna, go to God, no? Simple. It is a struggle. But this, by practicing rituals with devotion and Shraddha, faith, one will gradually move towards Raganuga Bhakti, they have said. Thakur Ramakrishna also has said, the Vaidhi, this formula of don't and do's and don'ts. You have to do this way, you don't do, then you are making a mistake, and this, you are incurring sin, and all these things will drop away if one does with devotion and love. Gradually practice. And then you're at the higher bhakti, which is your heart will be pulled towards him. That's called raga. Raga means attachment. Attachment to God will come. Our attachment on this side is so much, even God is attracting, it does not go that side. No. But practicing the same way, the ritualistic things, that will happen. After deep attachment to Bhagavan has manifested, many vidhis, rules go far away of their own accord. In that stage, there is no need to perform purificatory activities or any other such thing. Although the mind of a person who has entered raga marga, that means who is just entering into the higher spiritual path, is never inclined to perform sinful acts. If by chance he does so, due to influence of ignorance, Bhagavan will mercifully purify him. So a householder should endeavor for this type of life. No, that means you first start with the ritualistic bhakti, do such devotion with rules, as the book has said. Like you are cooking, cook in such a way to prepare a good meal. When you become master, do you need anything? We used to see our mom, our grandmother used to cook. Now you see cook, you have to 5 millimeter of this, 10 in 1 pound of this, and this much water. It should boil for this many. We saw our mom and auntie, and they are cooking for 20, 30 people in the home. They just put water and this and talk to you, and then put some salt like that and throw some fillet, and that comes out a good meal. So they are expert. So that expert will come automatically. It will be delicious meal. But first of all, you have to measure this much water, that much stirring. Otherwise, it gets caught into the bottom. So burning starts. No, at the beginning, this is the prepared spiritual life is also beginning. Do all the rituals and follow the norms has been given, and follow the footsteps of the holy people, sadhus. And then afterwards, a time will come, you need not have to do anything. Just you do anything, throw a dice and say, Ramakrishna. So everything will be spontaneously, Ramakrishna will come spontaneously. So
Sri Ramakrishna gave that example, that lady is in the husking.
Right, husking. You know that, you remember that story, no? That in villages in India, there's those days, this rice, paddy to rice, there is a husking operated, and a manually operated husking, pounding bar, and there is a hole in the ground, and you put the rice there, and to smash the skin out from the rice itself, it's a pound. But you have to turn it. So one lady will put her hand inside and turn it. When the bar is up and falling again, in between the gap, you have to do that. But if you are inadvertent, it falls on your hand, then you are gone. Your hand is totally smashed. But they are so expert. They are talking to a person or customer, or looking at the need of the baby to feed milk, and also talking, hey, you have taken that day 10 pounds of rice, you have not paid it, first pay that money, and turning that when the pounding rod is up, in that gap quickly she puts her hand and turns the rice inside and takes out the hand, and again pound, and again goes up, and again pounds until all the husk is out. Anyhow, so that means what? Here becomes spontaneous. You need not have, we can think, we are thinking, even it is difficult for us to think, oh my God, how risk is this? But they are so habituated, it's spontaneous. So spiritual life is also like that. Householder Vaishnavas must give up the 10 types of nama aparadha. You would not have to know all these details, no? How many opera, how many you chant of Krishna name, how many fault you are incurring.
How many you are?
Oh, 10 types of fault in repeating the name of the Lord. That means you are distracted and you are repeating. That's a fault. You should think of God and then take the name of the Lord. Huh? So, among all forms of bhajana, 9 limbs of bhakti are best, for they have the great power to bestow both Krishna prema. Among the 9 processes of bhakti, chanting Harinama is the foremost. If one chants without committing any offenses, one easily receives the treasure of pure love for Krishna.
What are the offenses?
I need not have to read that much. We'll forget those things. Not many points, as I said. No. Acha.
I just don't want to make that.
Just repeat the name as with love, that's all. That will counteract all our defects. Eh?
Okay.
Sri Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya, instructed Raghunatha Dasa Goswami on the behavior of renunciant Vaishnavas. These instructions may be followed by each and every renunciate Vaishnava. A renunciate sadhu should ceaselessly chant Krishna Nama, as in every tradition. So, those who are householders, they have talked about. Now, those who are monks like us, what should be our practice? He says, ceaselessly chant Krishna Nam, ceaselessly chant your Ishta mantra, and maintain his life by begging alms. We don't go for begging. Normally in India, monastics, they go for begging food, no? For their survival. But we are logging in one sense, we are begging because people are giving some money, gives some donation, bhaktas come, someone is bringing some rice, someone is giving sometimes some fruits, no? We are not begging. Actually, it is we live on begging. We don't earn money by ourselves. So the bhaktas give out of love. Instead of we going to their door, they give us. That's why it is a begging in another way. So, renunciate sadhu should ceaselessly chant Krishna Nam, Boiragi Koribe Svada, Nama Sankirtana. That means a mendicant sadhu should always repeat the mantra in the Koribe Svada, all the time, Nama Sankirtan, the holy name. Magiya Kohibe Kore Jivana Rakshan. He will go to the door of a householder and beg, humbly say, for my life, maintenance of life, please give me something to eat. Not luxurious food or anything more, but to keep the body run, which this body will help me to take the name of the Lord. So, give me some food. Maintain his life by begging alms. It is necessary for him to be independent, for without being independent, he cannot attain perfection in anything. That means, independent means, you should be, if you get it, good. If you don't get, that's also good. You become dependent, you go to one person only, begging food. If they are not kind enough that day, you get mad. You don't have to depend, okay? God will feed you. You don't get it, someone will give you. You should have that independence. Monastic life is more of independence. Independence, not arrogance. Independence means this type of obligations. Don't take, that's why Ramakrishna order also does not normally want to get obligated with some donation or something. Some people come sometimes with some of our Indian centers we have had, that I want to give this to have this way, this way, this way, this way. They said, yes, you can say, but if you have no options of such demand, we are in more demand of this. Just we need money for our orphanage, or we need for our educational school. So don't give conditional gift. Conditional gift. I love you because of this condition. That is no love. It is slavery. You are trying to bind somebody by your slavery. So sadhu should not take that. He cannot attain perfection. Even Sri Krishna neglects those who are dependent on others. One should protect oneself from becoming eager to taste palatable food, because through this, the sadhaka is controlled by taste, which in turn destroys the bhajan. Even for good food, one should not be going to one home because they prepare good food all the time and good, I feel joy. That's also dependence. So it is not this food for a monk should be for maintaining their good health. One is to maintain one's body with vegetables, greens, fruits, roots. They are Chaitanya, Dev says. Chant and Krishna name. Those who neglect this and neglecting your practice, you run here and there in order to satisfy their tongue. Such person being devoted to the lower type of life can never attain Krishna. That type of being devoted. So the monk should not run here and there for nice food, for enjoyable tongue satisfying things, no? Whatever comes in the God's name, have it, enjoy it. But don't think that in our center we will do. When you are a cook, you do the best. But when I am taking, I should not be a slave of that taste. If it is not there, I should not say anything. That should be my attitude. But for your attitude, if you are a cook, you should have to cook the best. Because you are serving Krishna and Krishna's children. But as a monk, individually, if you say, I am eating, whatever has come is prasad. So these are the two different attitudes.
What if someone complains about the food?
They complain you should, because you are serving Krishna in them, you have to know, yes, can I satisfy his need? Yeah, because it is your part. You are seeing Krishna service. If Krishna comes before you and say, hey, I cannot take this food, what will you say? No, you will have to eat because I have cooked. Or you will change yourself. When the two attitudes are different, both are leading to Krishna bhakti. Both are leading to God consciousness. No? First of all, when you are serving, you are cooking, then you say that I am serving God in so many forms. So it is a great joy to give joy by cooking food and serving food to others. If everyone, how I have seen those who really are good cook, and they love to feed people. And they love to, if they like this, okay, that is the way we prepare. And that is your unselfishness. You are not doing for your own selfishness. Oh, I like to cook, or I am cooking. That is your selfishness is coming. But if you say, no, I am serving the children of Ramakrishna. So what they like, I will prepare for them. Should be your attitude. And my attitude to receive that should be, no, I should not grumble. Whatever comes from Krishna's prasad, I will take. So two attitudes, both if we take that attitude, now who is being served, if he individually is a bhakta, he will take this attitude. And who is cooking, his attitude is this. So that makes both spiritual. And monk, certainly monks should not have this personal choice. But we are not wandering monks. We are 80 years, 90 years old people. Some may take little salt more, some may not take, some may little heat, a little chili.
But that is not a personal choice. That is like their body needs.
Anyhow, their body needs, or their tongue also maybe. I like this. That's also there. Not that always
If
body.
someone has high pressure, how
That's the point. That's the point. My point is that two attitudes should be made because you are doing for Krishna. And they will also think, I should not indulge my tongue because it will take me forget God. Rather, it is the Lord's prasad. Think of that and eat. Enjoy that. And then again, we have heard this again and again. Renunciate Vaishnavas or sadhus, as we are, should neither hear nor speak gossip, chit-chat, outside criticism of people. Grammo katha naka sunibe. Don't listen this type of mundane talks. Grammo bharta na kohibe. Don't talk then the words which is all talking about criticizing others and seeing fault with them. Bhalo na khaibe. Don't, as a Mandikan, you should feel that I am not here to eat good food. I am this body to feed the body, only to keep it good so that it can help me in my spiritual journey. Bhalo na khaibe. Bhalo na polibe, this dress. Right? Because we live in the society, that's why we'll have to have a good dress. But in your personal life, you don't care for dress. Something to cover your body and dignified. It should be polite in society we live. So that bhalo na khaibe, bhalo na poribe. Poribe means dressing. Renunciate Vaishnavas should neither hear nor speak gossip, gamma katha, nor should they eat palatable food or wear fine clothes. Not expecting any respect from themselves, they should offer respect to others while constantly chanting the name of the Bhagavan with love, prema, and serving the Radha and Krishna. We'll say Rama Krishna Sarvada, Radha Krishna within their mind. This is very oft-quoted verse. And like an ideal monk, example given for an ideal monk. So sannyasi should never reside in the same village as his family members. That's also sannyasi should not. In India, now society has changed. In India, time is up. Oh, 1 minute. So they used to go not to see their mom and dad, or after 12 years only you go once. Because you have to detach. And now it is not possible because communication is so easy, telephone, phone, email, and Facebook. It is not that you are hateful to anyone, but your attachment is there, lest you not get caught again. So they say 12 years, never go back to your home up unless it is 12 years. After 12 years of your journey as a monk here and there, then once you come to salute your mom and the place you are born, to show gratitude to that. That was the Indian style. So that's he is talking about. A sannyasi should not reside in the same village as his family members. No. It is strictly prohibited for them to see men and women who are attached to the sense objects. They ought not to have any contact or conversation with women, or women for men, men for women, even by mistake. Mahaprabhu gives instruction on this topic. So for the monks, it's male monks they are talking. There are no women candidates who are there. So therefore they says, Prabhu kahe, poiragi kore prakriti sambhashan. The sadhu accepting renunciate life and dealing with women lustfully, it is a hateful thing. The senses are very powerful and always want to enjoy sense objects one way or another. How you do not know how the mind wants to enjoy the association of women or men like that. One way or another. If the mind of great rishis and munis become restless by even looking at the form of the woman made of even stone, wood, or any other material, then what is the effect of actually associating with these people? Therefore, there is a need to discuss all this. That's why it is said sadhu should adapt to have a separate distinction. Otherwise, wearing the dress of a sadhu, adopting the renunciation of a monkey, the externally fallen living entity, being devoid of sadhana and bhajana, even busy speaking with all these nonsense things to satisfy the senses. Who can keep his mind steady upon there? So if you don't keep your mind guarded like that and go freely and mix with the where there is temptations, then you will ruin your life. There is no chance of what monk? Gerua will be outside, my mind will be all polluted. So monks should be this. It is Vedanta monks will talk freely, but see, Vaishnava monks, there should be all same formula. Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is the most authentic book of our Vaishnava literature. So our time is up. So I cannot go further, but we are talking about the sadhus, how should have to behave. They have talked about the householders, there's the sadhus. I don't think any basic difference in either. Main thing, you put your mind in God. Don't judge your food, what food you are getting, what clothing you are having. But you are wandering monk, think that God is feeding you Krishna Bhakti. So develop love for Krishna and ritualistic karma gradually let drop by your devotion, and you go more and more into internal to God. And then they talk about the sannyas. If you are interested, you can see the page 223 page where they're talking much of the sannyasis and renunciates, how they should live, how they should be careful in spiritual life, and what practice they should do. Okay, our time is up, and I think there is no more any question. Is there any question?
Here I see that 9 people and here 23 people, and our devotees most who attend class here, they are watching here, the other one.
Okay, so wherever you are watching, you have any no question. So thank you all. I am seeing that many of you are there. So it will continue. How many days we do not know, but in this way we are meeting each other, and at least we are keeping our spiritual thought. And thank you for attending, and we'll meet you again at 7:30 if you are available. I will be reading on what is that book? Nectar of Supreme Knowledge at 7:30 p.m. Again we meet. Acha. Okay. Thank you all. And we chant, leave with the chant. What is that? Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishnarpanamastu.
And I just wanted to say that,